Thunder since November 10th. The two teams do not match up with each other for the rest of the regular season, but we know we get SGA back tonight. Should OKC be concerned by the Spurs closing in on that 1 seed? Wendy, what do you think?
I think they should be concerned about Victor Wembanyama being a 7'5" pterodactyl who can destroy everything at the rim. That's what they should be worried about, no matter where the game is played. Perk and I have had a funny thing with the Spurs. You know, for a couple of weeks ago, Perk was telling me, stop worrying about the Spurs' lack of experience. Just pay attention to this incredible player. And you know what? I agree with Perk. I've decided to stop worrying about their lack of experience and start paying attention to the fact that they've got a generational player who can overcome it. But Perk is all worried about Oklahoma City and these recent losses, and I'm looking at the way they're playing, and I'm energized by the way Oklahoma City is playing. Without their top 3 ball handlers, they've been able to give more time to Cason Wallace. He's had 3 20-point games. They've been able to develop guys, 7, 8, 9 on their bench who I think they will be able to use later on. I think they've had some really good performances while Shea's been out. And yeah, they've taken some losses, but this team has championship experience. I understand what Perk's going to say, that there were 2 Game 7s last year at home, and I respect that. I'm not that worried about Oklahoma City's seed. I'm more worried about that man's health right there, and if he's healthy, I like their chances.
Go ahead, Perk.
You know, the one thing I love about the organization of Oklahoma City is that they always got love for me, and they never take anything personal, what I say, when it comes to speaking on the game of basketball. And what I'm about to say, I don't want the city of Oklahoma to be mad at me. I don't want the organization to be mad at me. I'm a huge SGA fan. But the San Antonio Spurs are going to win it all this year. The San Antonio Spurs is going to win the NBA championship this year. Not next year, not 2 years from now. They're going to win it this year. Yes, they have Wemby. We understand that. A true definition of a generational talent. A guy who could affect both ends of the floor, and a guy that has a mindset of a 10-year vet. But I look at the perimeter play that doesn't get enough recognition on both sides of the floor. They have a bunch of two-way dogs, big guards, big wings, duplicating what OKC have to what they and what they done to win the championship. And that one dog in particular is Stephon Castle. What I saw him do against Cade Cunningham 2 games ago in Detroit, Cade Cunningham had the worst game of the season, 5 for 26 from the field. And now they're a game and a half back from OKC. They're going to get the #1 spot. And I don't want to hear anything about lack of experience, because I believe they understand the mission. The mission is they want to get as many home games as they possibly can in this postseason, and it's going to favor them. The San Antonio Spurs will win the NBA championship this year.
No, they will not. Kendrick Perkins is wrong. They are not going to win the NBA championship this year. They're not even coming out of the West this year. I believe one of the 2 teams, meaning the Denver Nuggets or the Oklahoma City Thunder, despite losing 4 games in 5 meetings against San Antonio this year, will derail the San Antonio Spurs from going to the NBA Finals. I don't think they're beating both. I don't think they're getting through both to come out of the West. They will win a championship within the next 2 to 3 years with Wembanyama. He's going to win several championships. Matter of fact, I wouldn't put it past him to win it next year. I just don't think it's going to be this year, because I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to come back and remind everybody who the hell he is. I think Jalen Williams ultimately will come back, and the combination of those 2 in the backcourt will be a huge help. And I think Holmgren and those guys will respond like champions do, and they'll answer the call. And I certainly believe that Jokic and Jamal Murray is going to have something to say about it. I respect the hell out of the San Antonio Spurs. They are ahead of schedule, and they deserve to be. Stephon Castle is that dude, no question about it. Okay, I think their record's like 9-2 against the top 3 seeds in the National Basketball Association. So Kendrick Perkins is not off his rocker. I don't blame him for making this prediction. It's not beyond the pale or anything like that. I just believe that between the Thunder and the Nuggets, with Houston outside looking in, I got questions about their point guard play. That's why I'm not picking Houston in this equation. But I'm just looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm saying the San Antonio Spurs, as formidable as they are, I'm still not picking them ahead of both Denver and OKC. One of those teams will get them, and Kendrick Perkins will be wrong with his prediction.
Have you seen Denver over the last month and a half? What have you looked when you watch the Denver Nuggets?
Jokic hasn't been himself. I don't think that's going to continue. I don't think that's going to continue.
Why? We're
because I believe in Jokic.
Half away, damn near 2 months from. I believe in Jokic as well, but it's the others for me. Like, they haven't shown me right now that they could be elite for us perimeter defense. They had a good win the other night against the Boston Celtics, but as Wendy alluded to yesterday on First Take, the Boston Celtics were coming off a back-to-back. Nothing right now is convincing me that the Denver Nuggets are a real threat in the Western Conference. When you talk about soft tissue injuries that Aaron Gordon is battling right now, that hamstring, the same hamstring injury he battled last postseason. When you talk about Peyton Watson, a guy who's having a career year, he's out with a hamstring injury. And then I'm thinking about SGA, right? I know SGA is phenomenal, but he's coming back off a soft tissue injury as well, abdominal strain. So then we looking at J-Dub, just re-injured that soft tissue injury. And who's to say that they're going to play both of these teams in order to get to where they're trying to go? Because in a perfect world, if it happens the way I figure it's going to happen, I believe that the San Antonio Spurs are going to get the #1 spot. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to finish second. The Denver Nuggets are going to eventually finish third. And so the OKC Thunder and the Nuggets are going to have to duke it out to get to the Western Conference Finals. I'm not.
Hold on.
All right, what?
I'm not picking San Antonio to get the #1 seed. I think OKC is going to hold on to the #1 seed. I think San Antonio is going to get the second seed.
And also,
I'm not worried. Listen, only people I'm worried, only team I'm worried about against OKC is San Antonio. I ain't worried about nothing else. They're gonna roll through everybody else. They're gonna hold on to the #1 seed. All right, San Antonio's gonna be a top 2 seed, and we'll go from there. And oh, by the way, Wendy, I think Wendy will co-sign this. Perk, we've watched the Denver Nuggets on many, many occasions, and obviously with Jokic being, hobbled to some degree, but still doing what he does, we've seen at times where they haven't, quote-unquote, been themselves, and then the playoffs roll around, and they remind you who the hell they are, and they put you in a dogfight no matter who the hell they're going up against. I expect that Denver Nuggets team to show up in the postseason. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Wendy, final word.
So, Shay, 3 years ago, I made an extra effort to get out to Oklahoma City in October to see Victor Wembanyama's first ever preseason game against the Oklahoma City Thunder and Chet Holmgren. And I watched the first half of that game with 1,500 other people in that building, and I had goosebumps because I was so excited about where the future of this rivalry is going to be. And I listened to Stephen A. and I listened to Perk, and I think they're both making good points. And